Hi everyone, Piet and Grade here from the Purple House Wellness Centre in Forth in Tasmania. Today we want to talk about your natural instincts and how they're here to help you and support you in life. But first of all, we have a story about our two ducks that we used to have, Millie and Mildred. So Millie and Mildred were two white ducks that were given to us by some people that lived in a local township nearby, and they were getting too much for those people, so they were offered to us because we have a small farm, 9 acres here, and a dam on our property. So the previous owners were very, very happy to give us the two, to give us Millie and Mildred, who were absolute characters. So these two little white ducks were fostered by these people who absolutely loved them, and they were treated as human beings. So Millie and Mildred were released near the dam when they arrived, and they promptly set up home near our back door, and they always stayed near the door where we were, because they thought they were human. So what are they doing near the dam? They didn't want to be with the other ducks. They probably didn't know they were ducks, right? And so they were always hanging near the back door, which we actually really enjoyed. Hey, Pete?
Yeah.
So
but one day I thought, I'll take them down with the other ducks and native hens onto the dam. So I caught them, I put them in a crate and took them down by the dam, and I threw them into the dam, just expecting them to swim, but they got the shock of their life. They didn't know what it was, and they literally walked on water until they got to the side. They were flapping, and then they immediately come back up to the house. They didn't know what water was. And so much so that one summer day when we had them
on a hot summer
day, we found one of them, Millie, or whichever one it was, under the shade of a bush, and she looked nearly dead. And I looked at her and thought, I'll put a bowl of water down there for her just so she can have some water while she dies. Anyway, she took a bill full of water, and then another one and another one, and within about an hour or half an hour even, she was better. Mm-hmm. She was full of life again. And yet there was a dam full of water about 50 metres away. They had been brought up totally as human beings. They didn't realise they were ducks, or they'd lost their natural instincts to know what water was and to drink it out of the dam, swim in the dam. Yeah, so eventually I coaxed them down there with the feed.
This is quite a few years later.
A couple of years later, and they spent the last few years of their life swimming happily on the dam, which, used to give me a thrill, because that
gave me a thrill too. You could see them like ducking down and sticking their little bottoms up, and they had so much fun once they...
once they had rediscovered their natural instincts.
Their habitat.
Yeah.
They actually were ducks to water, didn't they?
Yeah. But initially, ducks to water wasn't in their vocabulary.
And they actually died from old age, and we were really sad when they died. But today's story is about the incredible disconnect that we all experience, all of us as humans, between us and our natural healing instincts and natural healing abilities. So, as you know, Peter and I work as healers and practitioners. Also, we do research, your life, blood, and all the rest. So you can see our microscope behind us, and we actually help our clients heal from the inside out, the same as what we did with the ducks, but we don't throw people in the deep end. And also we have had to heal ourselves from the inside out with all the challenges that we've had in our lives. So we want you to know that it's much more natural for humans, for us, to be healthy than to be sick.
Our body's innate wisdom is aimed at health. That's what it's aimed at. So
all the time.
if,
It's healing you
yeah.
all the time, because if you don't believe me, right, you can think, well, Grada, that doesn't work for me because I always have a headache or whatever. It's still working for you too, because if you have a little cut today, it's healed over by tomorrow, and your nails grow all the time, your hair grows, your eyeballs are completely new every 2 days. Your blood is completely refreshed or renewed every 3 months.
Plus, if that cut gets a little bit pussy, don't worry about that. That's dead white cells that have come to do the healing.
Yeah.
So they know their job. It's just that we've forgotten.
So that's right.
Yeah.
So we treat ourselves as if we're not a natural being, right? People don't even realize, like Millie and Mildred, that they have this force of nature, that they are a force of nature. It's like the same force that creates the waves in the sea, and the trees to grow every year, and the leaves that pop out and all the rest. That same force of nature is at work in your body all the time behind the scenes, and also in a way you don't have to control that, because it's connected to the blueprint of perfect health, and back in the depths of your subconscious mind is the blueprint for perfect health, which is like the architecture plan for your body, for your life, for your journey, for everything, for even like the white speck on your nails or whatever you like, you know, everything is in your blueprint. But we are disconnected. We can literally die from unnatural causes, like Millie, who was so dehydrated, and yet because she didn't know that the dam full of water was there 50 meters away. Here she's dying on the grass from dehydration. She would have died if we hadn't caught. So we want to bring that back to you, so Peter has a story.
Just thinking of Millie nearly dying of dehydration, I had a client come to me one time, and he asked me the question, how do I know that I'm dehydrated, or the signs of dehydration? I said to him, well, tell me about your day. Because he came with problems of
what were his problems?
lack of energy and no get up and go, and he used to drag himself off to work and work all day, and then he had a small acreage that he had a few animals with, but he used to just drag himself back in through the door and slump on the couch and had no energy left to go out and tend his animals or do his work on his little acreage. And I said to him, look, you've probably just told me what the symptoms of dehydration are, because I looked at his blood under the microscope and all his red cells were just clumped together. I couldn't see one separate floating red cell. And so the only thing really that he took on board from me during that visit was to drink water and have minerals and trace minerals in the form of, we supply Himalayan salt to people, but pure salt gives the body adequate minerals and trace minerals. And you have a litre of water for every 30 kilograms of body weight, and a quarter teaspoon of pure salt for every litre of water, and about every day, consistently. And he came back 3 or 4 weeks later, and he said it was only less than 2 weeks. He was feeling really good, and his workmates were asking him, hey, can we have some of that stuff you're taking? Because they could see his energy levels had just gone through the roof. And he bounced back inside after work, could do his work, and his wife said he even had energy left when he went to bed, so that was a plus as well. But I also teach people how to give their cells proper energy as well, not just hydrate them. And
hydration would be the foundation.
That's the foundation, but there are other things like giving ourselves the right energy to make good energy from, and that's from fats rather than sugars. We make 10 times the amount of energy from a molecule of fat than we do from a molecule of sugar.
And it's also really good clean fuel, isn't it?
Yeah, and in the live blood picture under the microscope, I can tell if you're digesting fats well or not, just by the look of the membranes of the red cells. And yeah, I'm only looking at red cells then. Every cell of the body has a little membrane around it keeping things in the cell, every cell of the body, and those membranes are made up of fats. So
And what kind of fats? I just want to make it clear, they're not made up of plant fats.
No, not polyunsaturated oils like in the form that you get in a bottle from plant seed oils. Steer clear of those.
Because those oils really can't help your cells, and it takes 6 years for your body to achieve.
No, they'll make your red cells die off in days rather than months.
So, okay, healthy fats, just in case you haven't heard us talk before, which could be true, healthy fats are fats like saturated fats, so like butter, cream,
coconut oil, meat fats.
All kinds of meat fats are very, very healthy for your body. And also, again, I'll just say this again, if you worry about killing animals, you don't like killing animals, so that's why you're eating plant material. Plants also don't like to be eaten, apparently, and they release lots of toxins that are carcinogenic to kill us. So it's like you can think, well, okay, you have to get the broad perspective here and also do the deep research, not just the superficial research, because vegetarian meals kill off more animals, more animals have gone into a plate full of vegan meals or vegetarian meals than from eating a steak, right?
That's because of monoculture and farming.
Well, that's right. We can do a different session on it. I just want to reassure you right now that you just need to focus on how you can get your health back. And also, when you eat more animal fats, saturated fats, you don't feel hungry as much, so your body starts to take on a healthy shape. It can go back. You actually do activate your own healing forces and your own natural forces again, because it's natural for your body to eat meat fats. Because if you've been lucky enough, say, to be breastfed for like 1 or 2 years of your life, when you were a baby, well, that is animal fats, right? It's not plant material that you're eating.
And 55% of the energy that little baby's making is made from saturated fat.
And it all goes the majority of that goes into the brain, so the brain, well, actually the whole body just grows at an explosive rate, but especially the brain, because in the first 2 years you learn more than you do in the rest of your life, so the brain needs lots of fuel. But now when you get to our age, or in today's world, 40 and above, there's a massive epidemic of Alzheimer's and dementia, because people not eating properly and their brains are not getting the fuel that it needs for restoration. So your brain definitely needs water, right? It's, I think, something like 60% water. So dehydration affects your brain function. That is like and anyway, in today's world, have you noticed how many people are behaving irrational, right? I notice it all the time. And by the way, Peter and I, we don't take it personal, but it's like people, I don't know, it's just like people are falling apart. That's what we're seeing. So you have to give yourself the building blocks that your body needs. And
take the water out of the brain, and it is about 70% fat. So
that's right, and saturated fats again. So again, not plant material, right? So so we were talking about
Millie and Mildred.
amplifying and activating your own natural instincts, because once you've got a direct line to your natural instincts, you have a direct connection, a direct telephone line, you can literally tune into your body, figure out why it's behaving the way it is, and activate the healing process. And
plus that guy that came to me, he came with a whole heap of symptoms, and he didn't realise, hey, that's most likely due to being dehydrated, which is your natural way of living.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So our natural instinct is to give you thirst, right? So, but people these days don't get thirsty, right? They really don't they are thirsty though, but they misinterpret the signals and they think they're hungry. So instead of having water then, because that's the key natural instinct that's been suppressed or confused or whatever. And so people feel thirsty, the body is crying out for water, and they go and they eat something and they forget to drink. So you're better off drinking like a glass of water, few glasses of water with salt first. And then after a while, once you've done that enough, your body will actually give you a clear thirst signal. Imagine,
Yeah, don't have it at the same time as you do eat things though, because that really messes. If you throw lots of water down into your stomach at the same time you got food there, it messes with the digestive process.
So you eat, you always drink something before you eat?
About 10 or 15 minutes before, and that goes straight into the bloodstream.
Especially water is good.
Very hydrating.
Something like that. So, was there anything else you wanted to say? So we also recommend we recommend a few supplements that are like literally the pillars, support the pillars of good health, right? So support the healthy liver function, support the healthy digestion. Because basically, like I said a few weeks ago, you're basically a tube. One long tube starts in your mouth and ends near your anus, right? A long tube, it's 10 meters long apparently. And everything happens around that tube, like you have your stomach and all the rest, but it's all attached to the same tube where it all happens. That's where we put the food stuff in. So just be careful what you throw into that tube. And then Pete and I ourselves, we have this really good routine that is great for us where we get up, we have our water in the morning, and then with each meal we have a beet flow. But by the way, beet flow is so popular now that it just flies off the shelf, and at the moment we are out of stock.
We're probably out of stock for another couple of weeks.
But if you want beet flow, ring us up and we put your name on the waiting list for beet flow, because there are people on that list already.
And that assists
healthy liver function.
Healthy liver function and healthy digestion, particularly of fats.
And then, of course, we always go on about enzymes. They're so important. Your body naturally creates enzymes, right? And we need support of enzymes all the time. And we have just the most amazing selection of enzymes that I'm super proud of.
And a gut full of healthy bacteria. Maybe they give us our instincts.
Yeah, true. That's right.
Because we are probably 92% of our DNA belong to the bacteria that live on us and in us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also always recommend trace minerals, right? To boost every cell of your body. So okay, if you remember natural instincts, our body likes water, so it makes you thirsty. So see if you, between now and next week when we are on again, see if you can listen to your body and uncover your natural thirst instinct. So the more water you drink, the more easier it's going to be for your body to let you know. And then your second natural instinct is of course hunger. So when you feel hungry, train yourself to eat something fatty, like good fats, like saturated fats, like a block of butter or something, a little bit of butter or half a container of cream.
Cream and cheese and meat fats.
And see if you can get organic butter. And then this is a really tricky one. Now I'm going off into my special area because I love working with people's energy and spirit. So if we get a feeling of stuckness, like we feel stuck, lots of people feel stuck, right? What does that mean? Do you remember that, Peter? If you feel stuck, you're a person that often feels stuck, right? Your body is trying to tell you something as well. Your being is trying to tell you something in the same way that your body tells you, I'm thirsty, you go and have water, but we don't know the signs. So if you feel stuck, you go like, I feel stuck. It actually means your soul, your spirit wants you to grow. So your spirit is ready for you to up level, and that's your natural instinct, your natural spiritual soul instinct is for you to grow. That's what your body wants to do. So if you feel stuck somewhere, don't go and buy another car or do something like that, or partners or whatever people do.
Another word for instinct is intuition. So,
and I'm going to talk about intuition in a minute on the Grada Robertson Facebook. Did you know that or not?
I didn't know that, but that's another word for instinct. Start really listening to those little whispers that are your intuition and take notice of them.
Yeah. So your intuition, I guess, is a little bit more refined than your instincts. It's more connected to your inner wisdom and your soul. So if you feel stuck, please come and see Peter or Grada. That's Peter or me. And I can show you where your blind spots are, what needs to shift in your body. And I'll help you shift it there and then, so that you can. It's like doors open, opportunities open, and a new pathway unfolds for you where you can have room to grow, right? Room to expand, and that stuck feeling is released from your body. And I can talk about that for a long time, but I won't. Now I'll stop now. Hope you enjoy this. I've got the article and we'll post it somewhere around the video. There's a few more bits and pieces in the video that you can look at in the post, sorry. So we're open here Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays every week. Our friendly receptionist is manning the phone, so you can talk to her. You can make an appointment with Peter.
Or him.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's Peter. You can talk to Peter as well. We're here to help you and answer your questions. Thanks everyone.
Have a good week.
See you next week. Bye bye.